This week's Jenkins Law Library video tip of the week comes to us by way of Reddit. They had a recently trending article, easily find similar products using Google, that showed us that if you include the VS, or for verses, in your query, by way of the wisdom of crowds, you'll see what people are searching on, and it'll give you some suggested alternate products if you're looking at products. And I want to take that and sort of riff on that a little bit in this week's tip of the week. Now, we already know that Google has the knowledge graph feature, so if you search for someone or something, you'll get some suggested similar terms. I searched for Claude Shannon, known as the father of information theory, and here are other people that are related to him by way of the topic that you might also want to look at. You got Alan Turing and John von Neumann and others, Warren Weaver as well. Same is true for Yellowstone National Park. The knowledge graph gives us Yosemite and Grand Teton and so forth. Okay. Now, besides that, you can do iPhone 5 versus VS, and you'll see the other terms here that people have been searching on. These are suggested search terms by way of the wisdom of crowds. 401k versus, let me put that S in there, versus, you've got 401k versus IRA and Roth and so forth. Lyme disease versus, and there are some other similar diseases that might actually present themselves similarly. Here's one near and dear to me. I was just working on a woodworking project. Danish oil versus, and you've got tung oil, linseed oil, teak oil, and stain. I went for Danish oil versus tung oil, just so you know. CFL versus, you got LED, halogen, incandescent, and also because CFL is ambiguous, you got CFL versus NFL. That's football. So, hey, if you wanted to, you could be very explicit about what you want, and you don't get the NFL sort of noise in there. Now, one thing to be aware of is sometimes if you include the dot for verses, you get a whole different sort of set of suggestions. Let me go back and forth with that. See, for the without the dot, well, see, now I messed it up here. Let me go back. Without the dot, you got this. With the dot, you get that. Okay. Sometimes that works. And then sometimes it really doesn't make much of a difference. It really depends on the query. So you can try it both ways and see if you get any different results. But it is an interesting way of sort of working the Google query so that you can get the wisdom of crowds and another way to get suggested similar or related terms.